What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so there's a couple things I want to say before I get into this video. Number one, just want to remind people, my other channel, Too Raw for Sports, the original one, is it's still up, but I'm no longer able to access that channel. I haven't been able to do so for over 2 weeks. So I had to create another channel. It's Too Raw for Sports. The difference is it's a $sign at the end. I want to thank all the people that have signed up to it so far. I put a link to the new channel. It's going to be the first link that you see in the pinned comment in the comment section below. The pinned comment, the first link. And I have a lot of videos already up there. So please subscribe to that channel. And I also want to give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the brother Robert Mason coming through with a donation to the channel via the PayPal. Much respect to you for showing love to Too Raw for TV, aka Too Raw for Sports. And I agree with what you say about Giannis and, you know, the way they try to pit us against one another in this country. Alright, JJ Redick, on his podcast, The Old Man and the Three, I think it's called, came at what he called Jokic haters last night, right? Saying, you know, people who are Jokic haters don't know what they're looking at, and they're unfairly judging Jokic by looking at analytics and comparing him to other three-time MVP winners, and he made a statement that, look, the other guys that won 3 MVPs that had multiple All-Stars, Jokic doesn't have that. Talking about how Jokic elevates everybody else on his team and, you know, things of that nature. And, you know, whatever. And I also want to bring up something that, shout out to the brother 70 Sports TV, because he mentioned this in his video he uploaded today. Please subscribe to 70 Sports TV. Kendrick Perkins brought up something that I've been suspecting about Jokic as well, and I think that he is doing this. And some people think that he's stat padding a bit. Stat padding to average a triple-double. And I do think he's doing that. Because earlier this year, Jokic was averaging more around 25. What was his number? Like 25, 11, and 8.5 maybe. And he's really been ramping up the assists ever since this MVP talk has started. And now he's averaging right at 10 assists. And, you know, you can look at Jokic during the game, and I'm not trying to demonize him, but yeah, I do think that he is trying to rack up triple-doubles. He's trying to get them. And JJ Redick took offense to this, right? He took offense to this and, you know, saying, you know, we're being unfair with him. And, you know, this is my thing, man. Let's not act like we don't see players going for individual goals. People had no problems accusing Russell Westbrook of trying to get triple-doubles. You have a fucking dude on television, and Skip Bayless, who every day demonizes Russell Westbrook, and will remind you that when he was in OKC, Russ was trying to get triple-doubles, taking rebounds from Steven Adams so he can pad his rebound totals. And everyone, just about everyone, agrees with him that he was trying to get triple-doubles, right? But yet, just the mere notion of just suggesting that Jokic could be going after triple-doubles, oh, that's a cardinal sin. We can't accuse him of trying to get triple-doubles. No, it happens organically because he's just a saint. He's just a saint. Come on, man. The other day, when Dame Lillard scored 71, if you watched the game, you could tell that Dame was trying to get a career high. He was trying to get more than 71. You could tell. He started forcing some shots. You know, these guys know when they are closing on a milestone. How many times have we seen LeBron try to get triple doubles? How many times have we seen a guy see he has 47 and he's trying to get 50 now? We live in a stat-orientated society that's driven by numbers and statistics. And ESPN and Fox Sports, they live off of numbers. They live off of it. A lot of these numbers are burned into our subconscious. 100 points for Wilt Chamberlain. 55 rebounds for Chamberlain. Curry holds the record with what? Was it Clay? No, Clay holds the record with 14 threes. These things are burned into our subconscious. Kobe had what they call it the modern day record, 81. Jordan, 10 scoring titles. 63 is the playoff record. We know these numbers. So stop acting like these players aren't going after individual numbers. Now, so Kendrick Perkins is right in that. I do suspect that Jokic is doing it. And, you know, he is trying to get a third MVP. Now, I want to address something that JJ said yesterday, and that was about, you know, Jokic not having the help that other people had. Look, Rick Barry won an NBA championship in 1975 with no other All-Star. The only players I believe that was on that team that were real scorers at that time, other than him, was a rookie. What's his goddamn name? Jamal Wilkes. A rookie Jamal Wilkes. And what's the other guy's name? I think the very next year he became Phil Smith. That's it. He carried that team. He didn't have another superstar on his team. Olajuwon won 2 championships in a row with no other All-Star on his team. I mean, he had an old Clyde Drexler, but he wasn't an All-Star at that point. Matter of fact, the first year that he won a championship, only 4 other players on the team were in double figures. And in 1995, I think only 5 other players were in double figures. Jokic has, I think, 6 other players in double figures other than him. And basically has another guy averaging 20. And 2 other guys averaging 17 points a game. Olajuwon would have loved to have someone who could score the ball like Jamal Murray on this club. Jamal Murray just a hair under 20 points a game at 19.9. That's one. KCP, 11.4 points per game. KCP is shooting 45% from 3 and 48% from the floor. Jamal Murray is shooting 38% from 3. Aaron Gordon is averaging 17 points a game. He's shooting 38% from 3. A 63% effective field goal percentage. Michael Porter Jr. is averaging 17 points a game. That's 4 guys averaging double figures. Michael Porter Jr. is shooting 41% from the floor. Bruce Brown, the 5th guy, he's averaging 11.1 points per game. He's shooting 38% from 3. And Bones Highland, fresh over from what team was he playing on? What team was Bones Highland just playing on? Just got over there. The Clippers. Bones Highland averaging 12 points a game, 38% from 3. Right? Reggie Jackson, who just got there, is averaging 7 points a game. For the season, averaging 11. So technically, he has 7 guys averaging in double figures other than him. Right? 7. Not to mention Jeff Green, who's 36, and he's averaging 8 points per game, and he's shooting 50% from the floor. So don't act like this guy has no help. Olajuwon would have loved to have had people on the floor with him with this type of offensive prowess. Let's see. Let's go to 1994. Let's look at the Rockets. All right. Now, Olajuwon averaged 27.3 points, 11.9 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.6 steals, 3.7 blocks, 53% shooting from the floor. Now, Otis Thorpe, 14 and 10, 56% from the floor. Vernon Maxwell, 13.6 points per game, 39% shooting from the floor, 29.8% from three-point range. Robert Horry, 9.9 points, 46% shooting from the floor, 32% from beyond the arc. Kenny Smith, 11.6 points, 48% from the floor, 41% from three. He was a sharpshooter. And 10.3 points per game for Chris Gent. But does that really count? Because he only played in 3 games. So really he only had 4 guys in double figures. No excuse, JJ. Jokic has enough help to win a championship. So I'm sorry, if he wins a 3rd MVP, he still has to get it done. Ain't no shortcuts, no excuses, no narratives, none of that. You win a 3rd MVP, we're getting tired of all these, Now, if he wins a championship, I give him all the credit and praise in the world. And I'll put him in that pantheon. But if he keeps losing the playoffs, keeps flaming out, for whatever reason, right? Then, no. We're going to have to turn him into this generation's Steve Nash. A really great player, but you have to question, in hindsight, some of these MVP selections. Period. He's a great player. No one's questioning that. He does make the players around him better. That's what great players do. But great players, the ones that you're talking about, the top 15 guys, those guys win championships. Sorry. Ain't no way around it. No talking points. No, look at this. None of that. And yeah, I'm also correct. I'm not saying Jokic is stupid for being, taking the shots he takes, but he shoots 63% from the floor because of the shot selection that he has. %71% of his shots come 10 feet from the basket. And also, let's be honest, and this goes to Joel Embiid too, except for Joel Embiid, the other 29 centers that he's going up against, I mean, maybe Vucevic is pretty good, but other than those guys, is he really going up against any Hall of Fame talent? I mean, at least Olajuwon had Shaq and Robinson and Ewing to contend with. Rick Smits, Alonzo Mourning, maybe some lower tier guys. Even though Sabonis was older, you had to worry about him. Olajuwon in the 80s had Parrish and, Joe Carroll, James Donaldson. I mean, it was other good centers. Moses Malone, great centers. Who is Jokic really going up against? I'm just saying, man.